This guy again. One of the points that a YouTuber made, which I thought was really good about this, was that, look, Ray Fisher doesn't have to come out and tell us everything at all. But for us to grasp or have any kind of sense of standing by him, or even thinking what he is doing is appropriate and isn't just a part of some kind of mindless cancel culture, that he isn't manipulating things like the Black Lives Matter movement, and he isn't manipulating things like that are, you know, happening in the world with how blacks are treated in Hollywood, and that he isn't manipulating things so that he can get his friend Zack Snyder back into position, and he's trying to get rid of Hamada, and he's trying to get rid of Geoff Johns, because this started with an abuse claim against Josh Whedon, and it's quickly moved on to focus, center in, almost narrow in on Geoff Johns, and almost, I think, a little bit Walter Hamada now. So for him to have narrowed down on that, the two people who are creative heads of DC, because I've now looked into it, and actually Geoff Johns has a big place in DC. And one of the things I was gonna talk about, and I think this is a big, massive thing, is I think the announcement that was done on DC Fandome, that was the announcement that they were going to come out with a new film, and it was going to be a surprise film that was going to be announced. I think that was a Geoff Johns movie. I think the surprise film was a Geoff Johns movie, and I bet that it was Green Lantern. That's what I think. I think they cancelled I think they very much cancelled this surprise announcement film, and that surprise announcement film was Green Lantern Corps, and they said to Geoff Johns, dude, we can't do it anymore. There's too much heat. We can't have you sent in the front and center of DC Fandome. There's just too much controversy going on. Let's see where this goes. Let's see what Ray Fisher has, and then we can act once this guy has come out and actually stated his case. And I think probably Ray Fisher got, I'm sure Ray Fisher has some insider knowledge about DC and Warner Brothers, and probably got wind of such an announcement. I can bet you almost 99%, even if it wasn't Green Lantern Corps, that something was going to be announced at DC Fandome that was a Geoff Johns project. It was something to do with Geoff Johns, whether it be a Superman project or it be a Green Lantern. My bets would be on Green Lantern, because I know he's been working on that. Because that's the only thing. What else could it have been? I don't think it was... Honestly, I think the chances it was Superman is very slim. People were thinking it was Superman. I don't think it was. I think it was that Green Lantern movie. They were finally going to give us the Green Lantern movie reboot. And it was going to be a Green Lantern Corps that was going to have, obviously, both Green Lanterns, I believe, because Geoff Johns is a huge Hal Jordan fanboy, but I believe he would have put John Stewart in there as well and made it some kind of buddy cop thing. And now, until they have a way to spin the PR to maybe lessen Geoff Johns' kind of direct involvement with that Green Lantern script or whatever that's ready to go, I think they're going to keep that on the back burner and just find a way to repackage it so that Geoff Johns isn't front and center of that. And basically Geoff Johns was working his way back, to becoming, a huge part of the creative vision of DC Films. I think he was going to be much more hands-on. I think he would have been probably given a Superman project if the Green Lantern one worked well. I think he would have been one of the first people to ask for a Superman project. And I think Ray Fisher knows that. And I think Ray Fisher wants to take down Hamada and Geoff Johns because of that. Now, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have some good stuff to take Geoff Johns down with. But I think that's the goal. I think that's the aim. I think that's the strategy. Take Geoff Johns to Warner Brothers and AT&T. Justice League is a big success. Hopefully AT&T will be like, oh, you know what? I think we should hire Zack Snyder to do his thing again. Let's get his world going. That's my opinion on that. So, if you do like my opinion, and please discuss with me in the comment section what you think of everything I've just said. I want to say one last thing about Ray Fisher and this particular case. That Ray Fisher, I do believe some things bad happened to him, but I also believe, no pun intended, that he is fishing out and looking for things. He's looking to build a case against this man. It would seem to me that some things happened to Ray Fisher, some things happened to other people, but most people didn't see it as something. They saw Geoff Johns as an arsehole, but they didn't see it as something worth taking to another level. Now, I think the people that he's probably got on, that are really working for him, or who are really behind him, behind the scenes, who may want to have their stories told, are Junkie XL. I think Junkie XL, he may be in contact with Ray Fisher. That's my prime candidate, is Junkie XL. I also think that you may have, apart from Junkie XL, some, I can't think what it is. It has to be something really, really bad that he's discovered. He said in a Twitch stream recently that somebody told him that something happened with Geoff Johns. So I think he's trying to use that to cancel Geoff Johns. So it's not something Geoff Johns did to him, but perhaps it's some woman or something out there who is willing to say Geoff Johns did something bad to her. Now, I'm sure Ray Fisher believes this woman, or believes whoever it is, that Geoff Johns did do something to them, and he's willing to bet on that to the degree that he will use that information against Geoff Johns, and try and get him cancelled on the basis of that. And we all know these days that accusations are all you need. You don't need proof. So perhaps that's what Ray Fisher's game is. That there is somebody, some intern, some woman who said that Geoff Johns was creepy to her or something along those lines, and that's what he's got. That's what I suspect now. Whether he's going to need proof, or whether the Snyder Cut people will be like, oh, that's it, see, this woman's come out and said that he did something that proves that Geoff Johns is an asshole. We'll see. Because that's not proof to me. That's just somebody coming out and saying something. And I think you need proof, you need due process, you need to go through a court process if that is the case. And they need to be willing to do that, and they need to be willing to provide evidence. And equally, you need to be able to hear what Geoff Johns has to say about it as well, and listen to it openly. But I think that is the real Pandora's box that I think is what Ray Fisher's got in store for us. Because other than that, I don't see how he can justify his claims. Other than a racist tirade, rants that or racist rant that Geoff Johns went against him, but it can't be over creative differences. Even he's acknowledged now that of course it's not creative differences. Ray Fisher has said on his Twitch stream that no, it's not creative differences, it's something else. So if that's the case, then we'll have to see what Ray Fisher does have in store for Geoff Johns. So other than that, that's my rant on that. I'm going to just quickly react to the DC Fandome trailer. September 12th.
So glad to have you all here.
Your heart starts pumping, interacting with the passionate fan base.
Jim Lee is all over this now.
Right, now the pressure's on.
The Batmobile is no joke.
You are so good looking.
It's a completely different experience.
I'm dropping the mic.
DC Fandome. Explore the multiverse. Free for everyone 24 hours only. All fans welcome. September 12th only at DCFandome.com.
I have no idea what that was. Is anything dropping? Anything exciting? I saw things I was excited by, but they're things that we've already seen, isn't it? So I'm not really sure about that or what that means. Okay, that was interesting. I have no idea. Stopped at 105. It just seems... I'll look at the schedule with you guys a bit later, but I don't know what that was, because, I mean, it's extremely strange. There was nothing advertised there that seemed to jump out as something that, like a must-see, any releases or anything. It just seems like a lot of fan interaction, which is fine. I'm still going to cover it, but I don't know what's new there. So alright, well, we'll check out the schedule together later. I have to go right now, but love you guys, love you 3000, and please do give me a high five, give me a like, subscribe if you've liked the discussion I've had today, and also comment. I love the comments, and I always respond to my commenters. Yeah, man. Have a good one. Love you 3000.